Hi, welcome to Minecraft Survival Skills. So today we're going to do the Techman88 slime farm. I had some requests to build that and to build the other slime farm so that we can get the golem levels right. Some people have built the farms and they're not confident that their golems are at the right Y level, and with the Techman88 farm it's especially important so that nothing but slime can make eye contact with the golem. So I'm going to hop in the boat here and we're going to go over, and I pre-staged the materials, so hopefully I have everything I need, because this is the third or fourth time I've done the video and I've forgotten something every other time, and I actually had to break that farm down and start over. So hopefully this will be the charm this time. So let me do a flip into whatever mode this is here, and let's go on over to the farm. So I did the initial platform already. So this is a 16 by 16. I did it right in a chunk. Let me do the chunk borders. I'm going to do an F3G so that you can see the chunk borders. It doesn't have to be like this. I just made it like this to make it easier for me to measure things. So this is just a starting platform. We're going to make it a little bit bigger, but I had to start somewhere, and I wanted to pick a certain size so that it would be easy for folks to follow along when we start talking about how big to make things. So I did it all in dirt, and I did it all the way down to the bottom of the swamp. So how much dirt you're going to need really depends on your environment. But this is a 16 by 16 platform, so 256 blocks of dirt per layer if you were to go all the way down. So you can do your own math on that, I'm sure. So here's a snapshot of approximately what you're going to need. I didn't put this through any kind of like an inventory system. I don't have schematics or anything like that for my builds, so I don't have any way of getting a precise inventory list. But from the experience of building this farm, this is if you have this much, hopefully this will be enough. Hopefully I won't have to make materials runs. So let's take a look at the platform, and the first thing we want to do is we want to talk about the big square. So you're going to do two squares. You're going to do one big one, and then you're going to do a smaller square inside of that one, and then you're going to put some chests inside there too. But you want to make sure they're at the right Y level, because that's where the golem's going to stand. So the first one here is 10 by 10. So to get that, this initial platform 16 by 16, you just count in by 3 on each side, and if you do that, you'll end up with a 10 by 10 in the middle. So I just filled it in. I just filled in that 3 by 3 with cobble. I left the middle dirt so that you could clearly see the inside circle here, not circle, the inside square. So this is going to be where you're going to put magma, and then inside that you're going to do the golem. You'll see what I mean in a minute. So this should be 10 by 10. So if you count it out like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 to there. And then if you count from here: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One more time: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's try this one more time: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So each of these edges here should be 10 blocks wide. Sometimes it's a little confusing to do the counting, but make sure that is a 10 by 10 hole there. Then go grab yourself a couple of chests. Actually, grab 4. And let me get rid of this dirt. I don't need this dirt anymore. And then you want to come inside this big one here, and you want to count in. Actually, I need a do I have any blocks? No. Let me get at least one block or a couple of blocks. Don't know why I would go in there without any building blocks. It doesn't make sense. So let's go in 3 from this edge. 1, 2, 3. And then on the 4th block in, put a piece of dirt. 1, 2, 3. And then a marker block. Whatever you want to put there. I'm going to use dirt. And then from the other edge, come in 1, 2, 3. Place a marker block. So this right here is going to tell you where how far in you should be on each side. So this guy right here is going to be your corner block. So it's in 3 from here, it's in 3 from here. That's your corner block. So inside that, right inside that, let me do an outline, because I don't want there to be any confusion at all, because this is the most confusing part of the build. And once you get this right, the rest of it's a piece of cake. So you're going to have a square that looks like that inside the 10 by 10. So this little one here is 2 by 2. You're going to put chest there, okay? Then you can break this out. It was just a marker to get the chest right, just for illustration purposes, no longer needed. So now you've got chests, and if we tower up here, maybe we can see that they're in the middle. Okay, you want them dead in the middle of that 10 by 10. So once you have those chests in place, once you get that part down, the rest of it gets a whole lot easier. So now let's go, I'm going to grab some slabs to get ready for the next step here. And what we're going to do is we're going to dig around. And I've got an efficiency 4 shovel, which is just way too much for me, so I'm going to just punch these out. I'm going to dig a trench around these chests like this, and that's going to give me the outline of the pit that we're going to put water in, that's going to push the slime balls into a chest. So that's the outline of it there. And then dig out underneath the chests as well. Okay, so when you're finished, you have the chests, they look like they're just hanging in midair. You're going to have water flowing underneath them. So you want them at this level. That's why I showed setting them up before we dug this out, so that you make sure they're at this level right here. Now, we need to decide where we want the drops to come out. I want my drops to come out here. So this side of the farm. So the water, when we dump water in that corner right there, it's going to flow to this corner right here. So I want to dig down 2. Actually 2 here. And I want to line this up. I want to put a trap door right here that's going to go down. So if we go down 2 from there, we're up 1, 2. So we're going to be down 4. So let's do, let's just dig out a few here. And then we'll go down 1 more here. And then we'll just go in like this. And there's our spot right there. Now, if I had been really thinking ahead, I would have brought some ladder with me, because you want to put a little bit of a ladder there to be able to get up out of there, and you want to put a trap door in there. And I think I have some spares here, I hope. Hope. No? Okay, I can make spares. So let's make some extra trap doors. I always forget something. So, and then I want some extra ladder. So I'm gonna just do this and make myself 1 more trap door. And make myself a little bit of ladder to get me up out of that. And now I can do the ladder. So we want to drop down in here, and we want to put some ladder so we can get up out of here. 1, 2 is good. I'll put 1 more. And then in here, we're going to have a chest with a hopper. So let's go get a chest and a hopper. Actually, I'm going to make it a double chest. So let's do a double chest. And so I've got 2 here, and I've got 1 hopper. That'll be enough. And let's put my trapdoor in here, like that. And then I can put the chest down in here. Now, to do a double chest, I'm going to dig this one out too. And I'll show you why in a minute. So we're going to put a chest here. Come on. And then we want a chest there. Like that. And then take a slab. I'm not organized. Sorry. I need a slab. Actually, I had one in the other inventory, didn't I? Yep. Had it laid out perfectly and forgot already. I'm going to put a slab here because when I'm down there in front of the chest, I want to be able to open the chest. And if that's a full block, I won't be able to open the chest. And now I just need a hopper. So I'm going to get this hopper here, and I do have a spare trapdoor. Actually had everything I needed there. And put a hopper into the top of the chest. And you don't have to put a trapdoor on top of it, but I like to do that. So I'm going to put a trapdoor on top of the hopper. Remember, it's on top of the hopper. If you try to put it down at the level of the hopper, you won't be able to put the hopper in. Now, if we do this, if we get some water, and we dump some water in the corner, it's going to flow down, and it's going to look like, it's going to stop at the trap door. But if you drop something in there, we'll throw 3 things of 3 slabs in there, you'll see that they'll go in. And they'll drop down into the chest, and life is good. Now, you don't have to put that trapdoor in there. You can leave it out, but I like it in there, so I'm leaving it in there. Let's catch a quick sleep, and we'll continue on. So now you've got the water in there, and you've got your collection system in place, and let's not forget we want to put some light down there so that we don't get mob spawning down there. So I made a lantern. You don't have to use a lantern. You can use a torch if you want. But I'm going to put some light down here, so I'm just going to take this out, put a lantern in here, and that should be enough. I think I checked it before. Just make sure you don't have any blocks in there that are less than a 7, because you don't want any mob spawning down there. That would be disastrous to go down there and to have a creeper down there and blow out the whole bottom of your farm. So make sure you get plenty of light. Now you can come up to the top and you just put slabs around the top of the chests. So just shift click. And it took me a while to figure this out when I watched the tutorial video, what they were doing here, but it's really neat. We're going to dump water in the corners here, and it's going to flow underneath these slabs. So then we're going to have the golem standing on top of the chests, and when the slimes go for the golem, this is all going to be magma here, and the slimes are going to break up, and when they break up, this water that's flowing into the center is going to flush the drops down into that water stream that's going to push them down into the chest down below, and that's how we're going to collect the drops. So now let's see. We want to place the golem, and we also want to make this platform a little bit bigger. So let's do the golem first, because some of you may just want to see the golem placement. I suggest you stick around to the end of the video, because there's some other interesting like little build pointers that it'll just maybe make your life a little bit easier when you go to try and build this farm. But some of you may just want to wing it, so that'll be up to you. I'm just going to provide the information, and I'll leave it to you to decide, if that's enough when you've had enough. So so around this right here now, we've got the slabs we're going to go up to. 1, 2, and 2. But that's not all. We're going to do the rest of it after we put the golem in. So now we need to put the golem in here. I want to grab some fence. There are different ways to do it, but actually, you know what? I'm not going to use fence. I'm going to use dirt. So I'm going to use this dirt here, and I'm going to build a wall around this because the golem doesn't always cooperate. We want him to drop down in here when we create him, but doesn't always want to do that. Wants to stand around on the lip, and we have to drop down in there and shove him in. So I don't want him jumping off the edge. I've had him do that before. It's very, very annoying because you can't really get the golem back up in here if he jumps off the edge. You know, don't let him do that. So I'm going to go up 2. Like that. And then I need to get some iron and a pumpkin. So you're going to need 4 blocks of iron, which, geez, oh yeah, I got them. Okay, they're in your snapshot. If you took a screenshot, you got everything you need in there. And here's how to do the golem. You put a block here, and then you put your iron block on it, and then you come up 1, jump over here, put some arms in, and let's just fill this in. And now before you put the pumpkin head on there, break out that bottom block of dirt, and now you can put the pumpkin head on. It's not a pumpkin head, it's a carved pumpkin, right? So you have to take the shears and carve it, then put the pumpkin head on there, and see how he wants to stand around on there? So just give him a little nudge and shove him in. And now you can dig out all this dirt. See, easy, easy. If you set it up in advance, he won't be walking around up here, and you won't have to sneak and, you know, do acrobatics to get him to drop down in there. Okay, now he's in there, and what you want to do is grab some trapdoors now. So I think I've got the right number here. I think 16 will do it. And you come up here, and you just put in your trapdoors. And then I'll show you the hitboxes in a second, because it's really important that the elevation is everything in this farm. If you do it this way, the elevation will be perfect, and you're going to get tons of slime out of this farm. Now I'm on PC Java. I don't know exactly what your AFK requirements are if you're on Xbox or console, but on PC Java we're going to be up 126 blocks over the top of that golem, and we should get lots of spawning down here if we're up that high. Now I want to turn on hitboxes so that you can see something. If I do an F3B, and you can only do this in PC Java, it'll turn on hitboxes. And let me go up a little bit with some dirt so that you can see the eyes of the golem. Right now you don't see his eyes, and nothing will be able to see his eyes except slime when they're jumping up and down. Okay, skeletons and zombies aren't going to be jumping up and down. Creepers don't jump up and down. Just the slime are jumping. And when they jump, you see that blue line right there? You see the red box, and then there's a blue line. That's his eye line. So when they jump up, they can see his eyes. And once they see his eyes, they'll lock onto him, and they'll go after him. Even after they come down and they can't see his eyes anymore, they'll know he's there, and they'll keep going for him. Sometimes they'll jump away, and then they'll come back, but they will eventually, they'll go for him. And I was observing earlier, and I was surprised, but even the small slimes somehow were able to see him or sense him, and they went after him. And they come into this pit right here, and this pit's going to be filled with magma. They're going to break up, and then they're going to get flushed. So let's put the magma in now. And then we want to extend this platform. The last take that I did of this video, I forgot to extend the platform. I had to rip this whole thing apart so that we could show how to do it properly. So I'm going to try and get it right this time. So you want to take out this layer. The reason I didn't just dig it out to begin with was because it's just easier to see, you know, how to dig things if I just do it the way I did it. But we're going to be 2 down now, and we're going to fill all this in with magma. And I'm going to have to come across the top. Might as well just start here. That's where my chest is down there. That's where there's a divot. Take this stuff out. Take this out. And actually, I should probably just do the magma rim around the water now. Just like that. And put my cobble back in. Now, you don't have to put cobblestone in here for this particular farm. You shouldn't have any explosions if you AFK it properly. But I'm putting the cobble in because later on I think we're going to do another farm where you have more potential for explosions. So I'm going to reuse this platform for that farm. So I figured I'll just make it out of cobble the first time so that I don't have to redo it. So now just a little bit of grunt work. I need to sleep here and just fill up my inventory with cobblestone and hope that I have enough. So I might do, you know, a lot of this off camera because I don't think you guys want to watch it all. But let's just describe what we're going to do. So from that inner ring of magma, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 out to there. So that's going to be my platform, and I think that's going to be big enough. And it's going to save me a bunch of time and a bunch of materials building the farm. So let me fill this in, and then we're gonna put a wall around the outside of this. So I'll be back in a second. Okay, so here's what it looks like now. So I think this is plenty of spawning space for, at least for my needs. I'm going to get more slime than I need out of this farm. I already got enough just from hunting in my boat. But I'm going to build this. Just it's nice to have around. I'm going to put a wall that's going to go around the outside. So I just put a temporary block off the edge of this and put stone brick on top of it. And now I'm going to run this rim of stone brick all the way around. And I'm going to go up 2. It's going to be too high. And then I'm going to cap it with cobblestone slabs so nothing spawns on top of the wall. Okay, so I got the wall in. I went up 2, put a half slab on top so nothing spawns on top of it. I'm going to fill this in on my way out. And I dumped water in each one of these corners. Just in the corners, not against the walls, in the corners. That way it'll flow, everything will flow to the middle. And then this is the final one. So you can see everything's going to flow to the middle now. And when we drop something into this water stream, it's going to go down and get collected into the chest. So now we can finish it off. All we need to do is build the AFK tower and go up and test it. So let me build the tower, and we're going to go up to Y level 189 for this farm because the floor of the farm is at Y63. So I want to go 126 blocks above the middle of the farm. So that'll put me up at 189, and I want to be over the middle of that golem. Hi, welcome back. So we're doing a little test here. Did the AFK at 189 and just got a large slime. We only have a quarter moon on this particular night, so we're not going to get tons of slimes, but we already got one. So you can see there's lots of spawning going on down there. I put some glass over the golem's head. I forgot to do that, and I was reminded because the spiders were trying to jump on top of him, so be sure you do that to protect him. And we've got a llama outside the farm, so there's another reason to put a wall around the farm, because you don't want a traveling trader to wander in here. If that happens, then you can have lots of explosions because the skeletons will start shooting at him. So I think that's good, good enough. I think we got the Y levels right. You can see nothing's really going after the golem, except for large slimes. So that'll be it. And I put a bed up here just in case you want to come down early. Hopefully I won't glitch through the glass here. But then we've got a spot here to despawn, and this is really important. I've already had a couple of explosions because I didn't do this right. So this brings me up to where I'm at Y level 200. So you want to come up here and then come down before you jump down into the water, and that should clear the platform pretty good. And then just leave yourself enough room that you don't land on anything when you come down. The farm should be clear. Let's just go take a quick look. Nothing in there. And then I've got a little ladder on the inside here so that you can get back out. And we'll take a quick look in the chest and then we'll wrap up. So 7 slime. I was only up there for about 5 minutes on a quarter moon night. So this is going to be a productive farm. It'll be fine. So click the like button if you like the video. That's encouraging for me. Comments and questions are always welcome. Subscribe and ding the bell if you don't want to miss future videos. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.